Good morning again, and we're off into our topic of discussion. Now, this particular one is taking us to the brokerage in real estate, the real estate industry. This one particularly brings us on board to one of the key discussions that we're going to be having is the landlord and tenants bill that did happen just recently here in Uganda. So we would want to at least identify with the many Ugandans out there from the real estate sector to push for this particular sector that includes different people who look for apartments, rentals, and all that. So all of you that fall under that, I believe we've all got into contact with different brokers in the period or in that situation whereby brokers have actually been the people who have been, taking us to these houses. You have someone who is actually, who's like the eye or who knows the exact house you're looking for. You actually tell them this is what I want, and these are people who actually take you to these particular places to see how you can benefit of it. And entirely this is what we're going to be having in our discussion this morning. And joining me is a gentleman from Noble Property Services, Peter Kajuna. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, Mr. Sonko, for inviting us to give us our experience in the field of real estate brokerage.
Okay, so if you can as well tell us something here, how can we identify a broker? Who is a broker in simple context?
Now, it's I should say it's quite a wide topic if we are to define a broker.
Okay.
But in a layman's understanding, I should say a broker is that person, a go-between the vendor and the buyer.
Okay.
A vendor here, I'm meaning in real estate perspective, a person selling a property, either rent, or you are selling land, or you are selling, you have vacancy somewhere, you want to rent. Yeah, that is a vendor. Now there is a broker who is a middleman connecting this vendor and the buyer. Now the broker here in this question, let it be me, Peter. Noble Property Services. Now, the buyer is the one wanting either to rent, either to buy, or to lease. Now, that is the buyer. Now, me, I'm the broker here. I'm the one linking the two.
The middleman.
The middleman, bringing them together. That's the broker, how I can define in a layman's understanding.
Okay,
yes.
From the real estate perspective, you being the middleman in here, someone would still want to know, what are these regulations? Are there regulations that identify or that actually regulate these brokers or people in your perspective? Do we have, let's say, a law or an association that takes over all the brokers we have in the country?
Thank you, Sonko. We, at the moment, we don't have the law.
Okay.
But it's in the pipeline. It's in the advanced levels of being passed, because the bill is already in Parliament. We are waiting. Okay, they are trying to do so many things to make it all inclusive.
Okay,
it is there on Parliament, and we expect it any soon. They've been bringing it. Then they are here and there. Some of their questions that come up, maybe errors which are not all inclusive, panel beating here and there. Then it goes back. It comes back to the technical. Then the other thing you've asked, is there any governing body that governs the brokerage?
Okay.
Yes, we have it. It started about over a decade now. It's called the Association of Real Estate Agents in Uganda.
Okay.
Commonly known as Area Uganda. We have had it for about 13 years. Of course, starting, this is the field of brokerage was mainly for road people. But now people have offices. You come to Nobody, we have an office, well-defined office. You go to, we have a number of them. The association has close to 300 members. We subscribe every year, a certain figure. We have different types of membership. Opening chapters across the country in that all agents are incorporated. Because these are some of the conditions for the law to pass. We should have an umbrella body which will train us. The association already has a trainer in a relationship with the Makerere University Business School. Nkozi is offering the courses. Chambogo. We have under the Association of Real Estate Agents, we have the East African School, which is teaching basically the practice we are doing in real estate. And I'm lucky to say I was among the pioneer members or participants in that school. I have all the qualifications. And those are the things they are going to be looking at. The law wants us to go into the field when we are capable, when we are informed, when we are liable.
Okay.
Yes. The association is there. So many members are embracing it. Of course, like I've said, the brokerage field was mainly, people had taken it to be for the half-baked, should I say? It's not good language, or the uneducated, but people have masters, have PhD. I have a friend at MUBS who was an agent, is now a doctor, Dr. Rachel Mirembe Arinaito.
From the brokerage?
From the brokerage.
Okay.
And so many others. Myself, I'm interested in going up to a PhD.
No, you see, I believe the only challenge we have in from the world of the brokers is literally because there is a different picture that was drawn by the people who started the idea. Because the middlemen that we are used to, you would agree with me, are people who actually have no office. Just that now people have actually realized it is more of everything's supposed to be professional if you're to earn out of it. And at least if at all you are to deal with different clients or clients of all the scope. So I think this is one of the bigger challenges that I would at least want to ask from you. Now, when you look at the brokers, many people are complaining that some of them are not true. Like the reason as to why you mentioned something to do with those who actually roadside brokers and all that. Brokers. That is why I wanted to know, how would one identify a true broker or not?
Thanks, Sonko. Yes, true. Very many people. We have so many, should I call them quack agents? Brokers? Okay, I will keep interchanging. An agent is a broker. Real estate agent is a broker. There are many. We are trying to clean up the business. To be like how you go into the legal world, you find a qualified lawyer from the LODC. He has the codes of conduct. The ethics are good. So we are also trying. It's a process. It's going to be, it will take some time, but we shall be there. Now, how do you identify a good agent or broker? Should I say it's like a gamble today? Because the best use, Sonko, you need a property around Kololo, around any part of Kampala, and you are referred to Peter. Somebody must have tested my service. Somebody must have tested. That's all the media.
Okay.
You've promoted me. I'm here. Okay. Now people will know. They will even call you. But who is that agent who was on your screens?
Okay.
That is how you can get. But if you just move, drive your car, you walk around town that I need an agent, everyone is an agent.
Okay.
Yes, real estate brokerage. We are the second biggest employer in this country. Everyone is an agent. Everyone is a broker. Okay. After agriculture, I should say.
Let me put it in this particular context. Now, for example, there is an issue that we know of. If someone is looking for a house, or let's say looking for a plot of land or an acre or to buy, settle, they normally come to brokers or real estate managers.
Yeah.
Now, first of all, I would want to know, what happens if someone, I would say I'm a possible client, I come to your offices. Now, let's put it in the corporate perspective. Okay. You are having offices and all that. Yeah. What really happens when I do come? First, take us through the process.
Okay. Now, real estate. Okay. Let's simplify it to a house for rent.
Yes.
Now, houses we have. I'll give you an interview. We shall have a conversation.
Okay.
Yes. Which kind of house do you want? Is it for commercial purposes? Is it for residential, domestic?
Okay.
You tell me, domestic.
All right.
Yes. Then I'll have a note, because I have a form where I have to fill what my client wants. This form, if I don't have it, I have to share it with my team at office. If we don't have it, we have a network of other agents we work with. Let's say you want it in Bugolobi. Yes, you want it in Bugolobi. I note how many bedrooms, how big is your family. I note it. What can you afford? What is convenient for you? I note. Then I'll give you the options available in the range of the items we've listed. That's a 3-bedroom for yourself in Bugolobi. If it's do you want a flat, an apartment, or a standalone? You are alone in the compound, or you want to share a block like our blocks in Bugolobi. So I will have detailed it. I will have got to know. Then I'll give you a range of what I have.
True.
Yes. If you say yes, this is what I have, we can go out in the field.
Okay.
You look at the options I have, 2 or 3 or 4. If my chance comes and you choose out of my properties, it's my luck. That's my brokerage. If I don't have it in the 4 I've listed, I call a few friends.
Okay.
You have these specifications? Yes, we have them. We go and look at them.
Now, I'm looking at a situation where a possible client moves to your work, to your office, and then you go into the field to hunt the house. You hunt for the house, and at the end of the day, I still don't get that house.
Yeah, that is its choice.
Do I still pay money? Because our local brokers lately, you're going to move with them. So either way, you have to pay 20,000. It's just like fuel. Okay. So 20,000, and if
we call it inspection fee.
Inspection fee.
Yes.
So now the inspection fee, I've happened to face this particular situation whereby we didn't have a car and we had to use a border. Now the charges of the border were mine as well. So then the inspection fee, that is 20. That is a no bargain.
That's mine for the agent.
For the broker. Yes. So now I'm imagining a situation where we are moving around and I completely see nothing. So that means I'm not benefiting from anything.
Yeah.
You've given me like 10 options, but out of the 10, I still have nothing to choose.
Sonko. Start from the last. I'll have. If I showed you, I usually want to first get the details, to list the details of what you want.
Exactly.
Then I'll have an idea and take you maximum. For a person to make a choice, you don't need to go more than 5 properties. After 5, you get confused.
Yes, after 5.
Trust me.
Exactly. Then you'll have to choose like from the first 2 or last 2.
Exactly. Or the last 2. Now, there is a question you've brought in, and the question of inspection fee.
Yes.
Some people charge it, some agents charge it, some don't charge it.
Almost everyone.
Personally, I don't encourage it to myself, especially on people who have been referred to me.
Okay.
Come pick me from my office, or the accepted point of pickup. Make sure you bring me back to that.
Picking me,
yes.
You pay for those charges.
Yeah, pick me. If I drive my car, I'll charge you.
Fuel.
Yes. You're not going to take me to Gayaza from Bugolobi.
And you pay the charges yourself.
Today, what's the fuel cost?
6,200.
Depreciation. An agency, a broker's stock, what is it? Time and information. You've taken me for 3-4 hours. My hour, I charge it 80,000.
Okay.
So, where?
Okay, that's quite expensive.
Yes. So it is inspection fee. Some charge it, some don't charge it.
Okay.
Yes. But I will not charge it to you if you pick me, you take me, you bring me back.
Then that is okay.
And it will also depend on who referred you. It is Sonko. I know Sonko. We've been together. We maybe went to school together. He's a family friend. He has been referred to me by a good person. So I'll take you.
Now, here comes a scenario where I've taken you free of charge and all those things, but then I finally get the property I want.
You want.
Will there be a charge I'm supposed to pay?
Yes, you pay for my service. Okay. Now, the law which is coming.
Okay.
An agent is supposed to receive from the vendor. Now that is the seller.
So that means the landlord.
The commission. Yes, the landlord is supposed to pay me.
Okay.
Yes. Because for you,
okay,
you will have paid me for the other service or inspection. Now, unless it's upon you, say, man, Peter, what you did to me was good. Get a token, some bread for your children back home. Yes.
Look at it in this way also. A landlord. Yeah. Is it mandatory? I'm thinking of some situation here. You're a landlord, and you're not in a hurry of looking for a tenant. Okay, either way, you've put those houses to look for a tenant, and then the broker who appears to know all these properties around, and because brokers have ideas, they know that someone has built a house there. It's at this particular range, at this particular range.
We're always in the field seeing the developments.
You know the developments that are everywhere. Now, is it mandatory for, like you say in the law, you're supposed to receive commission now directly from the landlord. Is it mandatory for the landlord to give a share to the broker?
A landlord to give a share to the broker? Yes, that's what I said. Okay. It's the landlord who is supposed to pay.
Because you brought a client.
I brought you a client.
And this is what you want.
Yes. Now we have a problem here. We have not yet, because of we are lacking the law. We have not yet defined the commission.
Okay, how true is this situation where some people say a house may be 500,000 or maybe 300,000, and then the broker apparently goes to a client and tells them the house is, let's say, 350, because
you have to add in something.
You have to add in something.
Excuse
so that means every month that comes in, you have your percentage from your landlord. Maybe a 50,000 or 100,000, and the client is supposed to pay 250. How true is that?
Yes, it's true.
Okay.
There are some landlords, especially though for the managers, property managers. There's this scenario where he says, I want my 300,000 per apartment.
Okay.
Now, pay yourself.
So it's you who tells.
Yes, you gauge the service you are rendering. How much do you pay for it? How much do you cost it? 30,000. But there is another scenario, like the one you are driving me to, where an agent adds. You've given him an apartment of 300,000.
Says, 500 or 400 now.
It's now 400. He's looking at maximizing the gain.
Okay.
Then you get it. And if it goes through, most landlords will accept. This is cheating.
Okay.
This is what why we need the law.
That at least streamlines things.
Streamlines things. Yes. If we had also the property index price, would know that this property like this must be in this range.
So once that comes to pass, then that means I will not have to pay a broker in terms of movement.
There is a possibility. This has been aligned by the broker.
Okay. Once you get the house,
yes.
Then it's
because
the to pay.
You see, the more rent you pay, the more commission he gets, the agent. So at 300, let's say it was 10%.
Okay. So every month he's receiving his commission?
No, you will receive a one-off.
You as an agent?
An agent.
Okay.
Let's say, and you receive it's a one-off 1 month. If you pay 300 times 3, that's 900. So your commission in rent, it goes off the 1 month. That is 30,000. So if you have added your 350, you have your more 5,000. But which is unethical. I wouldn't encourage it anywhere.
Okay.
Yes, I wouldn't encourage it really. It's not good for a business.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Now let's also get into the Landlord and Tenants Bill that was passed later on.
It's still contentious.
So we are waiting to see whether the president will assert to it into a bill. It's a Landlord and Tenants Act now.
Yes.
So before, if you're to look at the regulation, to some of the things inside this particular act or some of the key points that were highlighted into the act, do you believe it is, does it affect, before we actually go into, because obviously the landlords are happy with this one. It gives them that supremacy that power over the tenant. But who is it affecting more, the tenant or the broker? Okay, in what perspective does it even affect the broker?
I've gone through it even before it went into parliament in the primary levels. It is how you perceive it. Okay. It's a win-win
for everybody.
Yes, though you know the majority of us, we are tenants. When we see the other clause that in 30 days the tenant, so we've made it bad. But remember, there is that person.
That was the first thing everybody.
Yes, actually, even most of the media houses who are there,
it's a catch point.
It's a catch point. It's a selling point.
Yes.
In this, so they highlighted that. But when you go into details, it's a win-win.
Okay.
There are some few things they will panel beat here and there, but it's a win-win when you go through it.
All right.
Yes.
Now, there's also some claim here is that brokers, from a perspective, can actually, when it comes to because they want to receive that pay, he can actually take you to a property that was already taken. But because you've come, your house hunting and all that, he takes you everywhere. He takes you everywhere. And he knows, surely, that the places are really close. But because he has to make sure that once he asks for the 20,000 or inspection of any amount, you're not going to say no, because clearly you've seen.
So you've done a lot of research about brokerage.
I've been through this for
a
month now.
That's very common, and it's mainly done. Now that is where I shouldn't. You see, before you are we professionalize. We must have some ethics in our business. Now, one, I should say. A broker has not done his enough work.
Okay.
Two, I could be having a property X. I talk a lot in regards of Ugolobi because that's my major area of operation.
Okay.
I have a property on a Bandari Rise, plot 19.
Okay.
And I have a lot of interest in that property. The landlord is my good client. He gives a lot of money. You know, there are landlords. He doesn't mind about the 10%. Okay. He has paid 1 year. How much? 1 million, 1 million? I mean, get a 2 month off. He knows how to compensate himself. So I could be wanting to promote that property. So Mr. Sonko has come, my client Sonko has come, I want this property. I take you to non-existent properties, which I'm very sure were taken or they are not for letting. I take you around, then I convince you this is the best option. My property, 12 on Bandari. So that is the other scenario. Then the other one, we don't do enough field work. You come because I want business, I need that inspection fee, the 20
the client is coming in,
the client has come. I don't have. I left office. I have some people to clear. So now the opportunity has come. What do I do?
You strike.
And ethical behavior comes in. Yes, those are some of the things.
All right. And we're still discussing real estate brokerage. But after the break, I think they also face some challenges, of which Peter is actually going to be taking us through those challenges that they are facing. And then also trying to see what is the possible way of making this a professionally, let's say, a professionally recognized job in the country, because some people still don't professionalize it or do not recognize it as a profession of interest. But however, to those who have actually been able to set up offices and tried to build upon professionalism, are actually benefiting from it. So still with that, we are getting back after the break. Stick around, get into the conversations on our Twitter handle, Smart24TV, then Facebook, Smart24TV official, Instagram is Smart24_TV for more of the details. We are as well streaming live on YouTube, Smart24TV Live. Good morning.